This screams you are looking at a video game, where 2K14 screams this might be a photograph. Why the change over time? I feel like a lot of newer games focus more on resolution than the actual lighting and realism of their graphics, resulting in crisp yet dull visuals. Rendering a game in 4K is cool and all, but if it takes up this many resources where the rest of the game has to suffer visually, what's even the point? Here is Heat-era LeBron James in motion and zoomed in on 2K14. His face might be a bit less realistic than in 2K25, but the lighting of his skin, the sweat, his jersey, etc., it looks great for an 11-year-old game. In 2K25, he looks more detailed, although he looks more like current LeBron than Heat-era LeBron. His jersey looks worse and less authentic, his skin looks more like rubber, and his sweat looks more fake. Let's switch up the teams and location. Let's see what Madison Square Garden looks like, as well as a young Steph Curry. In 2K14, this arena looks fantastic. The reflections look great, the hardwood looks polished, and the court is lit perfectly. I keep coming back to the lighting. Look how the court and players are lit up while the crowd is darkened. It seems to make a huge difference, and in 2K14 the lighting was just so much more authentic because 2K actually sent a team of devs to visit and capture the lighting for every arena, and then it was replicated in-game. Why don't they do this anymore? Here's 2K25 and yikes. What is this? It seems like there's one giant overhead light, horribly lighting everything. There are no reflections, there's no shine. This is supposed to be the exact same Knicks arena from the exact same era. This looks horrible. Again, look at 2K14 in comparison. Looking at young Steph Curry, he looks a little off in 2K14. They don't have his face down yet, so 2K25 will look better there, but notice the jersey fabric, his skin. Look at the shine of his forehead sweat. If we take a quick step back right now, realize that we are discussing the sweat shine of a virtual recreation of a real human being. This is kind of weird, isn't it? Just had to bring you back to reality for a second. Moving forward, here's young Curry on 2K25. He looks more like Steph Curry here, so 2K25 wins this round. That said, the lighting sucks ass, and his skin and sweat don't look as realistic. Let's look more at Madison Square Garden. Study the lighting here in 2K14 for a second. Now here's 2K25. Why does it look so bad? Am I alone in thinking this looks awful? Or does this look awful? Let's compare the crowd. In 2K14, the crowd doesn't seem that complex. This should be easy to beat, right? But notice the fans wearing actual jerseys. We have Warriors jerseys and Knicks jerseys visible. Now here's the crowd in 2K25. Why is every fan wearing a casual outfit? What's with the plaid pants? Why does everyone have plaid pants? What team do these fans support? Let's really zoom in on this hardwood, because I am a big polished hardwood guy. Look how shiny and beautiful this wood looks in 2K14. Crazy how the first 2K on PS4 could handle reflections so well. On 2K25, despite running on a ray tracing capable PS5, the wood looks so bad in comparison. This makes me angry, seriously. My theory is that the city takes up so much of the game's graphical resources that 2K had to scale back graphics for the literal NBA gameplay, which is absurd. No one even likes the city, it's a bloated mess. Most of us want an authentic NBA game, playing with NBA teams. It's really not that complicated. Let's switch it up again, this time looking at the Thunder at the Bulls on 2K14. Notice the court, the hardwood. Notice the players, the jersey physics, the ball, etc. Does this lighting more closely resemble an NBA broadcast? Now let's look at 2K25. It looks a bit better than I thought here, as the United Center looks less dull than Madison Square Garden, but the whole picture is still dull. It's flat, it's washed out. This does not scream 11 years of progress, does it? Here's Kevin Durant in 2K14, and I think he looks pretty dang good. The lighting, his jersey floating on his skinny ass frame, this is what KD looked like on the Thunder. KD doesn't look bad in 2K25, in fact his face looks more detailed, but this is 36-year-old Kevin Durant, with worse lighting and more rubberized skin. The details are good, but the final picture is lacking authenticity via lighting. For our final comparison, let's look at Prime D Rose. Notice the visible jersey mesh holes on 2K14, the light reflecting off the black lines on the ball, Rose's face, his skin, his sweat. This looks great for a game from 2013. In 2K25, he just doesn't look right. It's good enough to clearly be Derrick Rose, but his face, skin, and uniform don't compare at all. This easily looks worse in my opinion. Isn't it strange that a 2K from 11 years ago looks better than NBA 2K25? Lighting is clearly a very important factor when it comes to replicating sports authenticity, and 2K seems to have forgotten all about it. High-resolution face scans and textures can only get you so far. There's more to video game visuals than that. Worse resolution games can look more authentic due to these small details. Thanks to mod creators in the community, if you happen to own NBA 2K25 on PC, there actually are mods that improve the lighting of the game. If 2K won't do it, the community will. DB's 2K mod has been sharing his progress with a lighting remix mod for 2K25, and his videos and screenshots look a lot more authentic than 2K25, and much closer to what NBA 2K14 was doing. Check him out on Twitter at DEIBYS2K. NBA 2K25 seemed to focus more on adding menu pop-ups for microtransaction ads and adding pointless fluff like go-kart racing to the city instead of making their core game actually authentic. This has been the case for a long time now. At one point, 2K was innovative and had to earn their position by competing with NBA Live. But today, now lacking any competition at all, 2K doesn't even try. If this video isn't enough proof of that, I'm not sure what will be. I just hope things start to change, either from community pressure or from competition returning. This is why NBA Live returning would be a great thing for everyone, or even a college basketball title to add some more pressure. Anyways, thanks for watching.
What happened?
DiVincenzo and Isaiah Stewart had a brief exchange after the throwdown from Rudy Gobert. Stewart walks right in DiVincenzo's direction, says something here, a little bump.
Good point.
A little playoff intensity early in this ball game. Nice. DiVincenzo disrespected Fontecchio, picks up the offensive foul. And now, again, a shoving match once again. Stewart, it's too bad because he does so many positive things out there for the Pistons, offensively and defensively.
Ron Holland was a really good high school player. Good fake.
Reed turned the corner and is fouled by Holland.
Man, oh, come on now.
Big time brawl now in the front row.
Gotta stay.
It's going to take a lot to break this up.
You gotta stay out of the crowd. This is not good.
This has been building on the last handful of possessions. Naz Reid had taken exception to Holland and was wagging a finger in his face. This crowd who braved the cold and the snow on its feet applauding the intensity. The Timberwolves finally showing some fight in this ball game. And the officials are going to have a lot to look at as you look at DiVincenzo's neck.
The coaches are getting into it. The coaches are literally fighting with each other now, too. J.B. Bickerstaff getting into it with Pablo Prigioni. I mean, this is ridiculous. And they're both wearing black, so you can't tell who is who. I don't think I've ever seen that before, Michael. I don't think I've ever seen a big melee like this and then have the coaches both getting into fights as well. This is crazy. Ron Holland was an instigator too. Like, he was really hot. You're right. These referees are going to have a lot to sort out. This is going to take a while. Look at
Can you see the scratch on the neck?
The Piston coaches didn't help the situation at all, in my estimation. They all came running over there.
And so, again, just looks like a regular foul by Holland, but Naz Reid.
Play is under review for an altercation.
Wagging his finger. Holland pushing DiVincenzo. And so they get tied up. Oh, look out, cameraman.
I hope our guy Buddha.
That was our guy Buddha. Buddha was
in the middle of it. I hope the fans are okay down on that end. There's two on the baseline. I always say that's where I want to be, on the baseline. But I don't know if I want to be on the baseline with all that spilled into me. That guy still has his beard. That's impressive.
like,
man, this is.
This is what the officials are looking at right now. This is the angle. And again, Holland trying to discard DiVincenzo. Again, DiVincenzo has been pushed one too many times.
That shit out of order for no reason.
So a lot of pushing and shoving there. You see Stewart in the center of it.
Sasser
now in it. Gobert's trying to pull Sasser.
There's way too many coaches, Piston coaches in there. There's too many people in here. JB Bickerstaff is in there. Vitaly Potapico, who's a big guy. This is just unreal.
And a lot going on here. And this continued well after this.
Naz Reid ass lit. He ready to throw them bitches.
You see Reid there held back by Prigioni. And our guy Pierre and Tony Adams. And it's still not done yet as they continue, Jim, as you pointed out. You see all the black shirts? Like, some of these are Wolves assistants, some of these are Pistons assistants.
And they're trying to, Pablo is trying to get Isaiah Stewart calmed down, and then coaches started pushing each other too. With the play that he's had out here, he's too important for. Oh man!
The following players will be issued technical fouls and ejected from the game: Reid, DiVincenzo, Ron Holland, Isaiah Stewart, Sasser. Also, coaches Pablo Prigioni and JB Bickerstaff will be ejected from the game as well. The play will resume. Play will resume with the Detroit coaching staff choosing the shooter for the free throws from the Minnesota bench, and there will be one technical foul shot.
Well, this almost feels advantage Detroit, as the Wolves are going to lose almost 26 points per game from their bench with Naz Reid.
Yeah, that shit was stupid. Trying to find something to get into.
Today, we are going to be playing every single banned campaign in history. We're going to play that mission, go over why and where it's banned, and then on top of it, rank it on a tier list. Let's dive in. We begin this video and these banned missions in World at War, and the first mission is called Ring of Steel. Now, we're going to go over why it is banned in just a second. But first, we need to listen to Reznov. Man, look at these animations, man. They're unbelievable.
Deeper into German territory. Every day, fear and desperation wrote their will. When our train reaches Berlin, they will have nowhere left to hide.
Look at the effort. Oh, the beginning opening crawl. Oh, man. Oh, so we're in it. We're in it. Okay, so Ring of Steel. My goodness, we are in Germany, 1945, Private Petrenko. Oh, we're having a good time here, boys. If you played this game, you'll recognize this as the map Upheaval in multiplayer. And the crazy thing about this mission, and you can look this up, the reason that this mission is banned, number one, it's banned in Germany, and two, it is banned because German soldiers were getting shot and killed in this mission. Interesting. I mean, usually if you're doing a war game, use them for cover. That's what's gonna happen. But it's been a while since I played this mission, so let's run it. I mean, obviously, look at this, man. Upheaval, what a journey. What a journey to... Oh, what a shot. Dude, my sensitivity feels like it's at like 1,000 right now. But I figured I wanted to do this because there's a lot, there's a decent amount of missions. There's a decent amount of missions that are banned, and I'm like, you know what? You guys really liked the campaign video I last did, so I'm like, you know what? Let's run it and see what happens. It's good to be on Upheaval, man. Okay, what did they just tell me to do? Eliminate. Anybody up here? Man, it has been... Sorry. Okay, we need this. It has been a long time since I've done this. Wait, what am I doing with this? Oh, MG. Ow! Okay, am I supposed to be fire? Eliminate? Okay, I was gonna say, I knew I was supposed to be doing something with the with the MGs. Yes! Am I missing that guy? I think I might be missing that guy. Okay, we need to get this guy MG. I mean, I'm hoping these are hitting or we might be in trouble. I'm trying, Rez. So I'm assuming this is what caused Germany to not like this game as much because we're invading their territory. And did I just get shot by... Oh, the STG, man. The STG is special. It's special. Is that his head? Ooh, we got him. We just gotta toe tap it a little bit. We gotta toe tap, boys. We got a toe tap here. My aim feels like so bad. It's crazy. Like it feels like. There it is. There it is. Now we're fine. Now we're. Ow! This tank guy's like, we might have the worst soldiers in. Is that not hitting him? Like.
These were moments after cops were defeated by suspects, starting with the most extreme case where a man walked into a police station and beat up an officer.
Think I'm playing, bro? Huh? Ain't nobody fucking mental.
On September 14, 2023, a 27-year-old man named Keyshawn Sims entered the Youngstown Police Department lobby in a state of emotional distress. But what happened next is almost unbelievable.
Talk to like your chief or something.
The chief only talks to people if they make an appointment.
You have to call him or something.
Okay.
The officer attempted to contact someone for Sims to speak with, but that person was unavailable.
There's no one that will talk to you.
Probably will.
No.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about some kind of manifestation. It's that, you know what that tells me?
What?
That you're mental.
You're fucking retarded. Say that shit again.
You're mental.
Come say it to my face. Say it.
You have to leave now, sir.
Or what?
You have to leave now, sir.
Call someone right the fuck
I'm
now.
not calling anyone.
Yeah,
you
are.
have to leave.
Why?
Leave.
Make me leave.
Leave.
Make me leave.
Make you leave?
Yeah. Say that shit again.
You called me retarded.
Say that shit again.
You're mental.
Mental, bro. Yo. Think I'm playing, bro? Huh? Ain't nobody fucking mental. Fucking call somebody so I can fucking talk to someone.
Get off me.
Say that shit again. Say that shit again. We can do this all day.
Yes, we can.
Yeah. Yeah.
Several officers were needed to take Sims into custody. After his arrest, police searched his car and found a loaded semi-automatic handgun and additional ammunition. Despite his concealed carry permit, the incident was reported for a permit review. Keyshawn Sims of Austintown faces charges of aggravated robbery and 2 counts of assaulting a police officer. His case will go before a Mahoning County grand jury. The upcoming case is even crazier as the suspect successfully stole a gun from a cop and hurt him with it.
You got my gun? Got my gun?
On September 26, 2020,
She
a
dove
Harbor
out the-
area uniformed
she
desk
dove out the
officer
way like that was
received a
gonna help
shock of his
something.
life when 29-year-old
Like, if
Jose
he was
Guzman
shooting,
entered
she
the lobby of
got
the Harbor
shot too,
Community Police
unfortunately.
Station. The event that took place was incredibly unusual, to say the least. The desk officer had a verbal confrontation with Guzman. The argument grew increasingly heated, prompting Guzman to step outside in an attempt to cool off. However, the desk officer followed him and continued trying to engage in conversation. Guzman suddenly turned and walked back inside. He adopted a fighting stance. He then engaged the officer in a physical altercation, punching him in the face and causing the officer to fall backwards onto the floor. While on the ground, Guzman struggled with the officer for his gun, eventually managing to remove it from the officer's holster and gain control of it. As he managed to seize the gun and overpower the officer, he began to stand up. However, the situation was far from over, as he planned to do something even worse with the stolen gun. As Guzman began to retreat towards the front door, the off-duty assistant watch commander responded to the front lobby to aid the injured officer.
You got my gun? Got my gun?
The 2 other officers returned fire, but Guzman was not hit and fled the station in his vehicle. Responding officers spotted Guzman's car and quickly initiated a pursuit.
Motherfucker! Let me see your hands!
Let me see your hands. Get down on the ground. Down on the ground. Your hands. Give us your hands, buddy. You're gonna get hurt. Just got his right arm. I'm off. All right. I'm getting cut.
Jose Guzman has been held in jail since the incident, with bail set at $2.2 million. The injured officer, who has over 30 years of service with the department, made a full recovery. Guzman faces multiple charges, including attempted murder, assault with a semi-automatic firearm, robbery, and resisting arrest. If convicted, he could receive a life sentence. Things took a much darker turn in the next case, where a cop passed out and almost lost his life. A Brooklyn Park police officer was responding to a loud noise complaint when he encountered 25-year-old Lance Carr. Little did he know the kind of person he had encountered.
Let's go. 500 units calling to me.
Carr overpowered the officer, turning it into a fight for his life as he reached for the officer's gun. The officer called for backup, but help was nowhere in sight. Neighbors were screaming for help and called 911 for police backup, but that didn't stop Carr from choking the officer. Despite managing to fire his gun, the officer missed Carr and then ejected the magazine, rendering the gun unable to fire additional rounds. Carr continued punching and strangling the officer for another 3 minutes before they could hear the sound of the police siren.
We've got one in custody. I need north line fire on the rest now.
Officer Sean Hyman collapsed following the struggle and was taken away on a stretcher. He missed about 2 weeks of work while recovering from his injuries. Lance Carr was convicted of first-degree assault and sentenced to 10 years in prison, a relatively light sentence given that his actions could have easily led to attempted murder charges, which would carry a much higher penalty. If you thought this was bad, wait until you see the next case where an officer was defeated with his own weapon.
I will hurt you. Put your fucking hands. I will hurt you.
Officers from the Tallahassee Police Department were called to the Loyalty Inn on North Monroe Street due to a trespassing incident involving Willis Adams. What they stumbled upon next was the last thing they expected.
All right, Miss Adams. They want you to be issued a trespass warning, so that means you gotta
pay for it, bro.
I got you. They already refunded you. I made sure they did that.
How they refund me?
To your card. So
my
here you go.
card, how they refund me?
Here you go.
And where's that?
He's printing it out for me right now.
Check this room up.
Check this out for me.
I got shit. I'll
Listen
leave
to
in
me.
a minute. Look.
You gotta leave. You got stuff. You got stuff up in the room. Do you have stuff in the room?
Yeah, I got a whole bunch of shit in my room.
So we need to go up there and clear it out because you gotta go. Boss man.
Listen, you're not listening to me because I'm not leaving a place that my name is on the property.
What you're gonna do is leave, or you're gonna go to jail for trespassing.
The officers told Adams to leave and that he would be arrested if he came back. However, he returned to the hotel about 2 hours later and was spotted by one of the officers who was still on the scene.
Go ahead and talk to him. Go ahead and put your hands on me, man. Out. Come up here. I'm on the phone with him.
Who are you on the phone with? Who are you on the phone with? Hey, man.
Bust your fucking ass, man. Come on over here. Go ahead, follow me. Follow me, man. Follow me. Come on. Keep going with it, bro. 911, buddy.
Hey, man.
Get your ass out my face,
what
bro.
What I tell you, man?
Hit me with that taser.
What I tell you?
Hit me with that fucking
taser.
taser.
Get on the ground, man. Get on the ground.
Bro, hit me with that fucking taser for no reason, bro.
Get on the ground, bro.
Hit me with that
Get on the
taser.
ground.
Man, he's about to hit me with a taser for no reason. Bro, get on my fucking ass.
For a second.
Bro.
Hey, man.
Bro, I'm not a bust your ass. Bitch, you a pussy, dog. Serve me, bitch. You hit me with a taser, dog.
Dispatch, give me traffic.
Get back. Get the fuck. Bitch, you did me for nothing. Get off me.
Hey, man.
Bro, I will hurt you.
Put your fucking hands.
I will hurt you. Hey. Dude, get a back.
The officer then drew his firearm, and a struggle ensued over it. During the struggle, the firearm discharged, hitting the officer in the hand.
Serve me. Quit. Quit. Stab me with the taser. Get off. Bro. Quit. You trying to do nothing.
Hey, get this.
Quit. On the phone with dispatch for nothing.
Dispatch, he's got my gun. He's got my gun. I'm shot. I'm shot.
Adams, armed with the officer's handgun, was intercepted by another officer and allegedly reached for their gun. He was eventually arrested with additional officers' help and charged with attempted homicide of a police officer. The next case involves a deadly standoff between a SWAT team and a suspect.
Ted's hit! Ted's hit! Justin, I got you! Justin, I got you! I got you! Go get him!
On June 12th, 2024, Ogle County Sheriff deputies responded to a call from a mother saying her son was in a home on Wild Rice Lane in Dixon, threatening to kill himself and others. Hostage negotiators made over 50 unanswered calls, starting at 10:40 a.m. A SWAT team then attempted contact, and officers entered the home around noon.
Never heard of bang.
Fire extinguisher. Heads up here. Heads up here. Stepping up. Wait. Ted. Hang out. Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired! Ted's hit! Ted's hit! Justin, I got you! Justin, I got you! I got you! Go get him! Get him! Got him! Here, pull! It's my arm, my left arm! See him! Back! Get up! Help me! Jesus, he's inside?
Upon entering the house, the deputies came under fire from inside. Gunfire struck 3 officers and the suspect, leaving one deputy seriously injured.
Here. Got it. Quick. No. Here. The front. I feel it.
I need to check your left side. I want you to go to your back. Okay?
Here. Is this okay or no? I don't know. Emily?
Yeah.
Right here.
Yep.
He's not going to be able to... If you can't breathe, Jay, go to your side.
I can breathe.
Okay. Stay right there for me, please.
I'm not moving.
Okay.
Who's down?
The bad guy.
Thank you.
Stay right there for me.
I need to go on my side.
Okay, go on the side. Come towards me. Come towards me. Okay.
2 of the 3 deputies who were shot were treated and released, while the 3rd deputy was flown to St. Anthony's Hospital in Rockford and underwent surgery. The suspect was also hospitalized locally and underwent surgery. However, the next case was very different, where a female officer found herself losing consciousness.
Take a seat.
I can get my thing out there.
I'm gonna get it. Take a seat.
I can get my thing out there, man.
On Sunday, November 18th, 2018, just after 3 p.m., the manager of a Dollar Tree on Chef Mentor Highway identified Ishianti Jackson as a shoplifter. The manager informed the police that Jackson had stolen items from the store, prompting the officers to pursue her.
Yeah, this shit kind of out of order, y'all.
Did you take that bag from...
They gotta chill out with this shit.
You got a receipt for that stuff? stuff on the hood.
Suspect is in custody.
Put everything on the hood. Just put everything on the hood. No. Put the bag on the hood. Okay. Put everything on the hood. The purse, phone, everything like that. Put everything. Drop it. Place your hands behind your back. Place your hands behind your back. Place your hands behind your back.
If it's not
Put your hands behind your back.
okay, let me get my phone first.
Put your hands.
Get my
Put your
phone
hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
The officers successfully apprehended her, but they encountered an unexpected situation when attempting to transport her.
Hey, it's gonna come over with you. Oh, right here. Right here. Yep. What? So right here. Take a seat.
She finna bell out.
I'm gonna get it. Take a seat.
I can get my thing out there, man. Leslie!
She beating feet. She's slow than a motherfucker. Oh my God. The officer dove and missed like they was out on a football field. What happened?
Put your hands behind your back. Give me. 797. Can you us another unit over here?
That was just kind of crazy. I don't know what the fuck that was.
Your hands.
Dumb shit.
Give me your hand. No.
No, this bitch stole my iPhone Friday.
Okay. Okay, let go. Let go over.
Who the fuck was that?
During the pursuit of Jackson, the female officer fell, hit her head, and briefly lost consciousness.
She out here diving like she making touchdown saving tackles and shit. She had her head on the ground. What the fuck was you doing? She trying to get some time off work. She just dove face first into the ground to catch somebody she was right behind. Like she ain't out there with backup or something. Like they like the girl ain't just.
Jackson was eventually arrested, but continued to resist, kicking officers as they placed her in the patrol car. The injured officer was taken to the hospital. Ishianti Jackson was charged with shoplifting, resisting an officer, and injuring an officer during her escape attempt. She received a $10,000 bond and remained in jail on a probation hold. If you enjoy videos like this, please like, subscribe, and watch this one.
Let's just start with when's the last time that you actually talked to Erin?
Why does that matter?
When's the last time you talked to her?
Why does that matter? No, I'm asking, why does that matter?
This is Brent Williams and his wife, Erin Mulcahy. To say their marriage is on the rocks would be something of an understatement.
I didn't want to be with Brent because he started to hit me and I don't want to be hit anymore.
When did he hit you last?
I'm afraid to tell you.
Only months after this encounter with law enforcement, the marriage of Brent Williams and Erin Mulcahy would come to a tragic end. Erin had been found dead. At first, it looked like a terrible accident, but as the investigation delved deeper, the cops realized their sleepy village of Waynesville, Ohio, was about to experience its first homicide in almost 60 years. The investigation began on July 7th with a horrifying discovery.
What's going on?
I'm pretty sure she's been in there for 2 days, probably.
Okay. In this apartment here?
Yeah.
Erin
In the
Mulcahy?
shower, yeah.
Okay.
Brent and his dad was here the other day.
Okay, but they haven't been.
Evening, and she was in the shower then.
Okay, yeah.
I heard the water running, and I looked underneath
see.
the floor, and water was running out.
Running out. And so she's in here?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, definitely. Rigor mortis has already set in. Okay, I'll have you guys step out here because I'm going to have to get some pictures and things like that, so. She's in the shower. Rigor's set in. Last time anybody saw her was a few days ago. Still getting some additional information on all that. Brent was here, her ex-boyfriend or whatever was here a couple days ago. And
Got your footprint on there?
no, that might be one of the guys coming from one of the landlords. They were coming in and redoing the apartment next door. They heard water running. And when Brent was here, supposedly the other day, he said that he heard water running, but they said there was water all the way. It was flooded all the way out here. So,
We're not even going to perch because it's
right, right, yeah, exactly. So,
we'll preserve the scene for you. And
okay, all right. Well, I appreciate that.
footprints too. So my footprints
Right.
there.
Yeah, your footprints right here. I'm going to talk to these guys and make sure they came in and shut the water off, but they're the ones that found her, so I would presume that.
Erin's neighbors had become concerned for her welfare, as they'd heard water constantly running from inside her apartment. It could be nothing to worry about, but Erin's neighbors decided to call her landlord to voice their concerns. Erin's landlord called Brent to try and get permission to enter the house, but he didn't answer the phone, so her landlord called Brent's father instead, who arrived a short time later to help. But instead of finding a problem with the plumbing, they found Erin's body slumped in the shower, and the worst part, she'd been there for several days. It would be easy to assume Erin was the victim of nothing more than an accident, as there appeared to be no injuries, stab wounds, and no sign of a suspicious death. The officer knew Erin had been having problems with alcohol addiction, but he also knew her marriage to Brent was not a happy one, and there could be more to this case than first appeared.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is. I've got to get.
Actually, you know what? I do know what that is. That's a nose hair from
Oh, okay. History of alcohol, alcoholism, and things like
Usually we
that.
come
So,
in that.
but I've got to investigate this as something beyond that because there has been domestic history and things like that. So, all right. Howdy.
To try and get a better picture, the officer spoke to Brent's father, who revealed Erin and Brent's marriage was on the verge of breaking down completely.
Let's just start, I guess, from the beginning. When was the last, prior to today, when was the last time you were actually in this apartment?
Thursday.
Thursday? And was anyone with you when you went in?
Brent and I went in there.
Okay. And what happened on Thursday?
Brent needed to get his checks, X3 checks, out of there because he didn't know what Erin was going to do.
Okay.
And he wanted me to come along because we're witness.
Sure. Makes sense.
Go in.
Yeah.
We hear the shower running.
Mm-hmm.
We think she's in the shower. He gets his checks.
Mm-hmm.
We leave.
Okay.
We come out here. We run into Jenna standing right out here.
Mm-hmm.
And we said that we told him exactly what we done. We went in to get them checks and stuff. And he said, oh. He said, I talked to Erin the other day.
Who was this that you were talking to?
The guy that owns.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I gotcha.
He said Thursday, late afternoon, early evening, he said, I had talked to her yesterday, told her to get out. And that's about all that was said.
Okay.
He went his way.
Mm-hmm.
We did too. Earlier today, Brent went up and got some mail, and he said it had Erin's name on it. And he didn't want to bring it out here because he was afraid of trouble.
Sure.
Arguments.
Sure, yeah.
So I said, well, just leave it there. I'll take it out.
Mm-hmm.
We're on our way up here.
Sure.
And he calls me.
Okay.
and said that he had to get in there.
Okay.
He told me about the water running, so he shut it off.
Okay. Before you guys made entry, he shut the water off? Okay.
So when I go in there, the bathroom door's closed. I beat him. I open it up, and I thought I seen her laying on the floor there through the glass door.
Okay.
And then Jim called you guys.
Did you actually walk into the bathroom?
I did.
You did? Okay. Okay. How long had they been split up, do you know, roughly?
What is today, Saturday?
Today's Saturday, yeah.
Monday, of last week. I don't know for sure.
Okay, so it's just been recent? Very recent. Okay.
Brent's father also revealed he and Brent visited the house 2 days earlier, and even though they heard the shower running, they didn't physically see Erin, so they couldn't confirm if she was alive at the time. Erin's father had his own theories about what had happened, as he'd been dealing with her alcohol addiction and mental health problems for years. In fact, it came almost as no surprise that she had passed away at an early age.
Victim's father.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
I've known him for years from church and stuff like that.
Okay.
And, he was telling me that Erin has had kind of struggled with alcohol, some seizures, stuff like that. Is there?
She was bipolar too.
Bipolar.
Schizophrenic.
Yeah.
I remember her telling me that. As you know, I've been here many times. We've going sure. It's been back and forth. Yeah.
That's why I haven't been here. I told them, wait, when you guys get your act together, then we'll start acting like a regular family. Sure. Fussing and fighting, I'm not getting involved.
Right.
Because they always want to get me in the middle of it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Absolutely.
But Erin's father also had a crucial piece of information that would help the cops trace Erin's last movements and try and solve the mystery of her death.
And I know she'd had seizures on and off, but I didn't know that how bad they were lately. I mean, she's been having something lately. I just talked to her 2 days ago.
You did?
Yeah.
On the phone?
On the
Okay.
phone, so.
Do you have date and time? A date we can.
I could look at my phone.
Okay.
No.
Okay. If we could get that, that'd be great.
Okay.
We're just trying to paint a picture as to how we got to where we're at right now. So.
Right. I understand.
It's entirely possible that Erin hadn't been taking her medication and had suffered a seizure while taking a shower, resulting in her untimely death. If Erin's father had spoken to her on the phone in the last couple of days, then finding out what time he made that call could help piece together this puzzle and determine a time of death.
Hey, Brent. Can we talk to you for a few minutes? Yes, sir. All right.
But luckily, Brent arrived on the scene and was more than happy to help the cops with their inquiries.
At this point in time, everything's, fine, and we're just here to talk and try to get this figured out, okay? Yes, sir. So that's why we're here.
Well, let's just start with when's the last time that you actually talked to Erin?
Sunday.
Sunday?
I moved out Sunday.
You moved out on Sunday? Okay.
Yeah.
Was it kind of a heated argument or just, she just said, get your stuff and go?
I did.
Oh, you just,
my dad came with me.
Okay.
Got my clothes. Pulled out.
Okay.
Went to stayed that night.
Okay. All right. And did she say anything to you when you left or nothing at all?
No. I just said I was very quiet about it. My dad was with me. He'll vouch that I got my clothes, didn't say a word to her.
Sure.
And got out.
Okay.
There's nothing to suggest either Brent or his father are hiding anything or withholding information. Brent seemed adamant that he entered and left the house as quickly as he could and didn't interact with Erin, other than by text message. But out of nowhere, Brent's father throws up a major red flag that's impossible to miss.
Did you guys have any conversation after that? You hadn't talked to her at all since Sunday?
Text her. Yeah, you can only read the text. You're more than welcome.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, that's fine.
I really don't bother me.
Okay.
Remember, Brent, I said don't volunteer. Answer questions, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
This could just be a case of an overly cautious parent, as Brent himself seemed to have no problem cooperating with the cops, agreeing to pretty much anything the officer asked of him.
One other thing that I would like to do, and here again, this is just to eliminate you from any wrongdoing, is I was wondering if you would be willing to give a voluntary DNA sample.
For my
swab.
mom.
Yeah, swab.
I'm willing to do that.
Yeah, okay. All right, perfectly. That's absolutely perfect. So I got a consent form here. I'll fill that out, and then I'll have you sign it, and then we'll just get a swab from your cheeks, and it'll be done. It's pretty simple. If that's okay with you.
Sounds like a plan.
But when it came to giving up his cell phone, Brent suddenly seemed reluctant to cooperate.
So are you saying that you really don't want to give up your phone at this time then?
Well, I don't want to give my phone. I don't have no reason to give up my phone. You've seen all the information I got on my phone.
Okay.
I get calls. I might need calls from my parents.
No, I understand
You're
that.
cool. He's okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we asked. I mean, it's, you know.
I mean, I'm not trying to hide anything. I just don't want to give it up.
Do you mind if I get pictures of those text messages?
Brent's behavior aroused suspicion with the cops. It could be possible that there's something on the phone he didn't want the cops to see. But if there was, they'd have to wait to find it. So to try and understand Aaron and Brent's relationship more, Waynestown police reviewed body cam footage of one of the many times they'd been called to the residence. And just like this example from months earlier, the arguments usually started because of Aaron's drinking.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
What's going on? She left? She left? I didn't know what the situation was when she came back. I don't want to go to jail. She put me in jail once. And then she is intoxicated as hell. Getting her.
Okay. You think you're drunk?
I have drank
Okay, yeah, I can tell. When did you start today?
earlier today. I don't know exactly.
You on any probation right now?
No.
Are you on any medication?
I take trazodone for sleep.
You taking it today?
No.
I'll tell you what fix this issue. I'm going to my mom's.
Okay.
I'm going to get out of here. That's why I called.
No, yeah, and that's the right thing to do. You live here, right?
We both do. We're married. So I'm allowed to live here. And he is, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, especially if my dad pays my rent.
Yeah, there hasn't been any other than verbal argument. That's all.
There hasn't been an
Oh,
argument.
there hasn't been an argument. Okay.
That's why you're here. That's why you're here before something happens.
Okay. Well, I can't. I can't stay here all night and wait until. So what's the plan then?
What's get my stuff? And I'm going out.
Okay. Are you doing that now or? Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I can stand by while you do that.
Can you do me a favor? Though?
What's it?
I know you're a busy guy and everything, but can you drive by here once in a while? Because last time I was up, there was a guy here.
Okay.
And I'm worried about my stuff.
Who cares?
And I'm worried about my stuff.
Okay.
If you and I are not being together ever again, leave me the hell alone.
Have you filed for divorce yet?
Yeah. I went to
Despite Aaron's threats, the couple were indeed together and separated again several times over the next few months. With nothing to go off, no forensics, and no solid lead in the case, the cops had no choice but to try and convince Brent to give up his phone in the hope that it cleared him of any wrongdoing, or gave them anything to go off. This encounter did not go as smoothly as planned.
Man,
Hello.
How you doing?
oh, it's been horrible. I'm gonna get a robe on. I got my pajamas on.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Just a bird. Are you looking for Brent?
Living the dream. We are. Is he here?
No, he's in Lima.
Okay.
Is he?
Okay.
Okay. Is there any way you could get a hold of him or have him come back down here? Because I'd like to talk to him again, if that's okay, real quick.
Well, yeah, but it's not going to be real quick. He's in Lima.
No, I understand that.
Why are you wanting to talk to him again?
There's just a few more things that we'd like to talk to him about from, Saturday night when we talked and whatnot.
Okay, you got me on it. You got his mother on it.
Okay.
You better come across with somebody because I'm thinking my son's going to jail and you better help me out on this. And I'm damn serious.
Okay. He's not going to jail.
Okay. You sure of that?
No, he's not going to jail.
Okay. Then I'm going to call him.
Yeah, no.
If I'm
Is he
about
gonna
ready
be
to fall
charged
over
with
here.
something?
No.
What?
Is he gonna be charged with something?
No, we're still trying to figure out exactly what's going on.
Trying to get this figured out, okay?
With no sign of Brent, the officers were left to deal with his increasingly hostile parents who were intent on questioning every step of the investigation.
Because there are some loopholes that we're trying to get those loopholes filled up. That's what we're trying to do.
I'm about ready to pass out here.
Okay.
I am
Because
too.
you're working me up. And I know you're not doing this and all this.
How am I working you up, sir?
Because my son is in on this and you're asking more questions about him.
And she's
Wouldn't you be concerned about him?
Right.
You wouldn't be concerned about your son? Wouldn't you?
We've been a mess.
I understand that, and that's why we're trying to
Come and
get.
sit down.
That's why we're trying to get
Come
everything.
on, we can
figured
sit
out.
down here.
When I left down there the other day talking to you, I felt pretty good.
Right.
And then you come back and lay this on me. Well, and that fella right there told me the same, give me the same feeling.
Right. Well, and when what I tried to explain is all we're trying to do now is, you know, whenever you have a conversation with somebody, you go back and you think, oh gosh, I wish I would ask this question, or I wish I
You say that when you come in.
Well,
you were secretive, like I gotta talk to him, and I understand that you gotta talk to him, but you gotta understand we're living through this.
Sure, absolutely.
Well, I understand.
You got children?
No, I do not.
But you're lucky.
The situation wasn't improving, and the cops' very presence seemed to be making things worse, with Brent's father on the verge of losing control.
Wide open.
No, really, all we're trying to do is fill in some gaps. You know, we had some questions.
You right there.
I don't understand why you're upset.
I do. You're acting like you're gonna try and put my son in jail. That's what I'm thinking. Tell me if I'm wrong.
You're not. You're wrong.
No, we the better
I have no
we
intention
should
on
win
putting
this
your
thing.
son in jail,
Not
but
because I'm better than you.
yes, you are. We
because
have
we
an
the better team.
obligation to figure out what took place as well. And there's a couple more questions that we have for him. And the reason we came here is because this is where he is living. If he wasn't living
You're a
here,
diehard
we would
Chicago
go to where he lived.
With the officers making no progress, they decided it was in everyone's best interests to back off and turn their attention elsewhere to search for the answers. The cops would get some of the answers they needed when the autopsy report came back, and the results were much worse than anyone could have expected. Erin had been strangled and had traces of blood in her mouth, suggesting she'd also been punched or struck with an object. So for the first time since 1959, Waynesville police opened a homicide investigation. Armed with this new information and a warrant for Brent's cell phone, the cops once again called on the Williams residence. And although Brent was home this time around, the welcome wasn't any warmer than their previous visits.
Morning. How you doing? Okay, that's wonderful.
What can we do for you?
So how you doing this morning? Great, wonderful, wonderful.
I'm looking
This is being recorded.
All conversations I have are recorded. Yeah.
So
got all day. We coming.
Why weren't we told that?
Them boys.
Because
it's not an obligation to let you guys. No, we're not keeping anything from you guys.
Okay. We'll get next council. There is going to include.
Okay.
I'm calling him today.
Okay. We've got his number. We don't need his number.
You can tell us this is it. I'm done.
You're scary.
Yeah, you're scaring us. When I saw his phone, I knew.
Actually, I was checking the time. I was actually checking the time. But
So, I mean, no, that's fine. You know, this is how we do everything.
You should have told us.
Okay. We're not obligated to let you know. I mean,
Been nice if you would have said that.
okay.
just like if you get pulled over on the side of the road, you're being recorded always. The cruiser cam and everything else. I mean,
Council.
Hand me that.
That's absolutely not a problem.
Today.
no problem.
Not a problem. You should have let us know. Okay.
No, you're not being fair.
Okay. Well, that's fine. You want to stay? I'm going to call Pete real quick.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Why are you calling Pete?
Hey, yes, sir.
Why are you calling Pete?
Calling. Who you? I'm calling the other detective. He's got some paperwork to give to Brent real quick. Okay.
No, they're gonna fill it out and look at it.
No. That's
No, it's not about filling it out.
not a problem. I'll be right back.
You guys are not doing us fair. You're not treating us fair, but.
I can't apologize for coming here at 9 at night.
Yeah, but
I really can't.
he said that this was not, he's not going to arrest.
We are
I
not.
couldn't wait till today.
We are not arresting him. Did you have anything else?
One thing's for sure, all four of you got me scared. All four of you. I'm scared.
Like I said, the only thing we're trying to do is trying to figure out and run every answer, question, anything down that we can to figure out what, because it's not right.
My son's going through his late funeral, and you guys are putting my, taking his phone.
What him of all people, and some people would say, you guys did everything you could.
Well,
I know it doesn't seem that way now.
The thing is, we all know in our hearts why that lady died.
Why did she die?
Because she was alcohol.
Despite the monumental effort to obtain Brent's cell phone, the search came up with nothing incriminating, or any suggestion he was going to kill or even harm Aaron. So the cops focused their attention on Aaron's phone, and the last time it was active. Turns out, Aaron made a phone call on July 5th and then went quiet. Brent had also told police he'd sent Aaron a text message the very same night, but she never replied, and it started to look like that was the night she was killed. But it was when the cops spoke to one of Aaron's friends that they realized they might have found a new suspect, a man named Jimmy. Aaron had met Jimmy for an illicit encounter after she joined an online dating app behind her husband's back.
I was wondering if you could help me out. I actually am coming to you for some help if you don't mind.
Depends.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give you a name. And you're probably going to think I'm here for another reason, but I'm not here for that reason, okay? So can I give you that name? Aaron McCauley.
There's a very good reason the cops are being very gentle with their suspect, and that's because after he and Aaron slept together, she accused him of assaulting her in an investigation that was still ongoing at the time. The cops could be forgiven for thinking Jimmy is involved and that he may have a motive to kill Aaron, but Jimmy is clear that he didn't assault Aaron at all and hadn't been in touch with her since.
I don't know if you have heard, but she has passed away.
No, I didn't know. I haven't spoken to her.
What I would like to know is how you met her. Online? Okay. Do you remember what dating website that was? Plenty of Fish? Okay.
Jimmy had been cooperative and provided a sample of DNA, so even though he was still on the cops' radar, they were confident he wasn't